All right. Good morning, everybody. It is April 18th, 2023. Welcome back to another edition of the Lane Trading Chat Room. As always, it's going to go something like this. I'm going to start off and review the market bias, determine which way we think the market's going to head today. Look at the SPY and the QQQ. After we determine that bias, we're going to review this list on the right-hand side of the screen here. We got long ideas in green, we got the short ideas in red. And these are simply just ideas that are not meant to be blindly bought or sold. So we are pattern traders, so we need a pattern to trade them. As always, make sure you guys are practicing proper money management. Make sure you guys are following your own trading plan. This is a very challenging business. You're not going to get rich quick. You're not going to earn while you learn. You got to do it the right way and do it with your own plan. So as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns throughout the stream, make sure you throw it up in the chat log. I will get right to it. And with that, let's get to the market, guys. So, nice little bullish gap on the SPY today. Definitely leaning towards the bullish side, gapping up 0.4% on the SPY. So, a nice gap, and it's not super extended either. It's not like one of those 1 to 2% gaps where you just kind of expect some selling off the open. Like, this is a decent little gap after some strong momentum from the last half of the day. So, leaning towards the bullish side. We have some good long gaps as well. You can see the Qs are almost even a little more bullish than the SPY. They got that pivot right there. What is it at? 321.63. So if we get over this pivot on 321.63 on Qs, I mean, there's really not anything holding us back. We can go all the way up to 330. Really, the next pivot is at like 335. So we have a lot of room to run on the Qs if we break out over this range at 321.63. So definitely leaning towards the bullish side. Like I said, you got some good long ideas on this list. Let's start going through them, guys. First up, we got DKNG, DraftKings. So this is a really nice gap, actually. This is gapping up, clearing multiple pivots. I mean, it's just below this little area at like 20 bucks. So I'd really like to see it over 20. If it gets over 20, there's really no issues at all. Should have a nice easy void up to 21. So I like this, doing pretty good pre-market volume. So keep an eye on the DraftKings. Next up, we have LMT. So Lockheed Martin, another pretty nice gap. I'd really like it to be like right over the $500 area. That would be my ideal spot. I'll take it over four. I need to get it over 498 at least. Needs to get over the pivot right there. But I mean, if it does that, there's really nothing. Another one that looks really good. You can see on this weekly chart. It's just nice stage 2 uptrend, kind of consolidating. So definitely looking like it could be in the on the cusp of a breakout on the LMT. So I want to watch that one as well. Next up, Shopify. So this one's into a nice void. It did have this big move yesterday, so I am concerned about that. But you can see on this hourly chart, it ran up here and this kind of consolidated under that resistance. Now it's gapping up over that area. So I'd like to see this one kind of chop around a little bit and not rip off the open. So if it does that, it might be a little bit too extended. But we get a little bit of a pullback, something like that, I'm going to be watching it because it does have a really nice void. It is doing some pretty good volume in the pre-market, so worth the watch. Next up, we have Marathon Digital. So this one is gapping up right in that $12 area. I really want it to be over that pivot at 12.28. This has been a strong stock the past week or so. Still moving on up into a void. You can see in this hourly chart, it's been grinding higher. Now it's consolidated enough to where it's not going to be super extended, super tired. And again, there's no pivots here on the left. So looking like that is going to be a good one as well. So keep an eye on the Marathon Digital. Next up, we have XOM, first short idea on the list. So XOM's not doing a ton of volume in the pre-market. A little bit thin in the pre-market, but I do like where it's at on this chart quite a bit. If it gets under this area at like 114-ish, it's got some room to drop. And the markets are gapping up. This thing's weak. Markets had a green day yesterday, and this thing did not. So even compared to some of the other oil stocks and stuff, Exxon is looking just a little bit weaker here. So keep an eye on this one under the 114 area. It should have room down to about 111. It's where this 50-period moving average comes in. It's where you start getting some junk over here. So Watch the Exxon short. Next up, we have Goldman Sachs. Another one gapping down into a little bit of support. I got some moving average here on the hourly and the daily chart. I mean, I kind of just put this one on my list because it was like the one stock that was gapping down today. I'm really not a huge fan of it. You can see we had kind of a little bit of support here at the 326, 327 area. So yeah, just kind of stay patient with the shorts today. I'm not rushing into these. If market ends up being a little bit weaker than expected, it's always good to have a couple short ideas on there. So next up, we have BAC, Bank of America. So this one is gapping up. I think it has earnings today, doesn't it? Yeah, earnings today. Looks like they should have been out already, but looks like, well, did they come out? Oh, I guess they did come out already. So yeah, BAC is gapping up on good earnings, so should have a little bit of room to run. Does have this 50-period moving average in the $31 area, so we'll keep an eye on that. But for all intents and purposes, this is a pretty nice gap. I think, yeah, like some of the other banking stocks are gapping down, so it does have some relative strength in the sector as well. So, yeah, a couple of these stocks, nothing's gapping up as much as BAC, so keep an eye on that one. Next up, we have Apple, AAPL, gapping up just a little bit. Another one, this one needs to get over that 167 before I'm really interested. But, I mean, been in a nice uptrend for a while now, really just leading the markets up. So, if this thing gets over that 167, I like it quite a bit. Nvidia, same thing. I mean, all these like fat man stocks, Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, they're all going to need to do the same thing. Microsoft probably looks the best out of all of them. It looks the closest to breaking out of this range, but they're all going to need to get out of this area that they're kind of struggling with. Throw Amazon on that list. I don't think Tesla. I mean, Amazon actually looks like one of the better ideas. I'm going to put Amazon on my list. There we go. I'm going to throw it on there. I'm going to cheat a little bit today. I'm going to add one more idea to my list. One more idea, just because it's a fat man stock, I want to keep my eyes on it. You can watch Facebook as well, but I just don't like Facebook. It's like it doesn't have as much of a consolidation as some of these other stocks. It just kind of keeps peekabooing higher and going. So you expect some of these whenever they have a nicer consolidation to actually get a breakout whenever it pops over that area. So keep an eye on the entire fat man list. I think Tesla's the only one I didn't look at. Tesla was definitely the most mediocre. Didn't look very good at all, actually. So, yeah, you keep an eye on everything except for Tesla from the Fat Man. So, we do have a pretty decent sized backup list as well. Got some Oracle, the Amazon, DAL, PayPal, Uber, and Run, and J&J. So, it's a couple of decent. I mean, J&J really sold off. Whenever I first had this on my list, it was up in this like 168 area, looking good. Now it's really not even a gap, so probably throw that in the trash side. But no, that is the list. That's what we're going to battle with. Market is going to open in about 20 seconds. So, as always, like I said, you guys are looking at any cryptos, ETFs, Forex, stocks, whatever it is, make sure you throw it up in the chat log and I will review it for you and give you my spin on it. So, what is it? What's new here? What is this? Oh, say something's new. I don't know why my notifications aren't linked up. I got notifications from on this screen, like right here. Let's see. TradingView's always got some new features. Cream de la cream. Oh, the TradingView Wizards came out. Nice. Nice. I mean, TradingView Wizards are going to be replaced by AI soon. Just wait. Ooh, I didn't say that. All right, guys, market is open. Market is open. DraftKings looking really good right off the bat. I'm liking the DraftKings right here. Nothing else is really doing much. At least not from this favorites list I have right here. LNP is slow to get going. Shopify is pulling in. This is kind of what I want to see on Shopify. I really did not want to see a big green bar right off the open. This is kind of what I want to see. Just a nice little retest of this area, not too extended. Just put in another higher low and then end up getting a higher high. So SPY and Qs are pulling back a little bit to start off the day. I'm going to move this up a little bit. Oh, it's right at that pivot. So right at that pivot, 415.09. It's where the SPY is bouncing at the moment. DraftKings kind of peekabooing up there and rolling over. This is what I want to see. I want to see it over $20. DraftKings over high today is what I want to see. DraftKings over high today. Guys, Mara. Mara is another one that I really like over this 1228 area. Keep an eye on that, no doubt. Exxon is rolling over, looking a little bit weak. So yeah, we can watch that under 114. Goldman Sachs is lower as well. So under this pre-market low, like 326, it's not a bad idea at all. Not a bad idea. Definitely has the relative weakness. Bank of America's pulling in. Apple's trying to move on up. Nvidia's moving up. Microsoft is weaker. Amazon, man, Amazon's right at that area where you need it to be. Amazon's right there. So I'm going to keep an eye on Amazon, guys. I want to watch Amazon pretty closely, actually. I'm not getting in on one 5-minute bar, but I am going to be watching this. DraftKings pulling in, so yeah, a couple of these fat man ideas are pretty nice right here. The BAC and Microsoft, throw them down there. Apple needs a little more work. Nvidia as well. So yeah, Amazon's the best looking fat man idea right now. Don't see much else, guys. Mara, actually, I do like the Mara, M-A-R-A. I need some rest though. Give me like a 5-minute 3-bar play, and I will be loving this trade. So watch the Mara, M-A-R-A. LMT is ripping right here. LMT is moving on up pretty good. This one's I don't know about this one, guys. This is gonna have a really wide spread, $1.50 on the spread. So that's gonna be kind of tough to be traded. So I'm actually gonna watch Amazon over LMT here. Amazon looks a little bit better than LMT. It's just a little bit too whippy for me. That stock is Lockheed Martin is always kind of like that. It's a higher price stock. It usually doesn't do great volume, so the spread is generally pretty wide on that. So yeah, it's early, guys. We're 4 minutes into the day. So let's just stay patient here, man. Amazon's looking weak at the moment. Shopify's still doing good. I'll start to like cross off the list, and I'll get concerned if it gets down to the $48 area and keeps going lower. Really, if it gets under 48.50, I might be a little bit concerned. But what it's doing right now, I don't mind that at all. Mara's pulling in a little bit here. Exxon is moving up. Goldman's kind of holding that low. Man, I don't see much else at the moment. Don't see much else. So yeah, watching Mara. That's probably my top watch right now. M-A-R-A. M-A-R-A is top watch. I wonder what Riot's up to. What's Riot up to? Riot's doing the same thing, looking good. Guys, actually, Riot does look pretty nice here. Again, we're 5 minutes into the day, so I'm not going to be rushing into these things, but keep an eye on these two. Riot and Mara, both. Whichever one kind of gives us a better pattern is pretty much what I'm going to take at this point. So they're both doing good volume. They're both breaking. This is like almost identical stock right here. They're both breaking out pretty similarly. So Riot's a little bit more extended. Hasn't had as much rest on this daily chart. You can probably see the weekly would be a little bit more extended there than the Mara, but for all intents and purposes, either one is going to be viable to trade. So keep an eye on those. Markets are still kind of weak. Putting that red bar, testing that support at 415. Qs, same sort of thing, testing the 320 area. 320.50. All right, guys. Yeah, Mara's going right here, so I'm not gonna have any sort of entry right now. All right, same thing. In Shopify, look at Shopify, strong. This is looking good. I really am impressed by this green bar. So keep an eye on this. Has a ton of range left. Average day is $1.85. It's only done 50 cents. So keep your eye on that Shopify. DraftKings is struggling pretty good here. So yeah, it's going to need to get back over high of the day for me to get into this thing. Amazon's hanging out at the lows. LMT's already put in an over its average trading range, so you can keep an eye on it, but I don't love it. Guys, Apple's looking pretty strong here. Apple, keep an eye on that one. Apple, Nvidia. Yeah, Apple and Nvidia both looking pretty strong right here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and watch Apple over Amazon. Keep my eye on Apple over Amazon. And I'm going to watch the Nvidia as well over Exxon. I don't think Exxon Mobil is going to be putting anything great right here. Moving on up, kind of chopping around, so keep an eye on it under this low, but not a huge fan of that. Nvidia is looking like one of the better ideas right now. It's very strong. Man, 280, look at that. 280 is a spot, man. I like Nvidia over 280. That's like my top watch right now. Goldman, kind of looking higher at the moment. Both of the shorts are, so not much to do with that short list. And the Mara's pulling back. Wow, Shopify's pulling back as well. Big top and tail there. Mara's pulling in. Guys, watch this Nvidia over 280. I needed to give me some sort of pattern, some sort of setup right here, but I like the strength and I like the void a lot. Keep an eye on this. Markets are kind of struggling right now. Hanging out at the support area. Qs are hanging out down there as well, so we could fill this gap. This market could break down and we fill the gap, come down to 319, come down to like 414 on the Qs or 5. So I mean, I know I definitely did have a bullish bias going into the day, but I mean, you get a gap up, it's not a surprise when it gets filled. So that's why we're not rushing into these things. Kind of let the market show us its hand. I mean, other than this one red bar right off the open, it's been pretty solid, pretty bullish, bouncing off that support and just kind of grinding higher. So I think we may be getting Qs, not so much. Qs are kind of double bottoming down here. So we'll see if they can't get back up to high today. As DraftKings is moving on up, trying to get over there. Apple needs some work. Nvidia is getting closer. Nvidia is getting closer to that 280 area. Honestly, right here is close enough to where if it stopped and gave us a breakout or something, I'd probably be in it. Probably be in this one. So keep an eye on the Nvidia. One of my top watches at the moment. I still do like Mara as well. Mara still has range, still has about 30 cents of range left. So about a third of its range still available in Mara. Yeah, Nvidia is my top watch. Let's check some of these other ideas. Yeah, man, Amazon's pretty weak at this moment. Pretty weak. Man, it hit that resistance at 104.20 and just rolled over. So nothing to do with that right now. Nvidia, guys. Man, this thing looks good. All I need to do is give me some sort of pattern. Honestly, I wouldn't say I'd take a buy setup. A bit aggressive though. We'll have to see about a buy setup. I will be open to a buy setup on Nvidia, but it's got to be a pretty nice one. I'm not just gonna hop in with any old random buy setup. Guys, DKNG still looking good over high of the day. Watch it. Apple looking good over 166.84. Watch it. Shopify still got a lot of range left. Needs to get a little bit cleaner here. So we can keep an eye on this one. The Mara chopping around. Guys, this is actually pretty nice on Mara. We have 1250 by 12. It's about a 35 cent stop loss. We have plenty of range. All right, keep an eye on Mara, keep an eye on Apple, Nvidia, DKNG. We got some stuff going higher. Markets look like they may have found a bottom. We'll see. If it gets over high today, I think we could run a little bit more for sure. Qs, same thing. Qs over high today look like they could get going. So DraftKings, Apple, Shopify, Mara, or Nvidia. Give me a pattern on one of them, and I'm in there. Nvidia and Mara are the two closest. Nvidia and Mara are my two favorites, two closest. They're just right at where they need to be. Nvidia is right at the 280 mark. Mara is right at above this 1230 mark. So yeah, Apple needs a little bit more work to get over resistance. You can see here on the hourly and the daily chart. And then DraftKings, same thing. Wanted to get over this high of the day. $20 was the line in the sand for me. So over that area, I like it. We're watching AMD, Suki. How you doing today? Have a good day? AMD doesn't look bad. It's just the hourly and daily chart. The 5 minutes there, but the hourly and daily chart's not as good. You see, it just has quite a bit of junk right here. I mean, 93 is an area you're gonna have to deal with. I mean, Nvidia and AMD are exact same sectors, so and this one just looks a little bit better. It has a little bit more of a void here. So it's kind of breaking out right now, so probably going to have to be the buy setup, what we look for. All right, we're getting some moves up right now. So, I mean, nothing's giving us a great pattern here. Nothing's giving us a great pattern. But again, there's no need to rush into these things. We're not trying to set the world on fire and take a million trades. We're trying to take a couple good trades that meet our plan. DraftKings is looking good. All right, just need to find a pattern. How's it going, Casey? How you doing today? If you had a good day, I'm ready to have another good day. Yeah, guys, Apple's it's tough. It's really, really tough getting into Apple under that resistance. It's 167-ish. So, I don't know. Be careful with that. Mara still looks pretty good. See, at this point, Mara buy setup would be pretty textbook. It'd be pulling back right to that resistance or support area at 1228. So keep an eye on the Mara buy setup. You see how Nvidia just peekabooed over 280. Now it's pulling in a little bit. So keep an eye on this one over the high of the day. You're watching AJG. All right, check this out real fast for you, Casey. Right off the bat, this is pretty extended on the daily chart. I mean, it's up. How many bars is that? Like 18 bars, and only two of them are red. So that's right off the bat. It's a little bit extended. So you're getting in up here at 204. Stop loss at 200. Yeah, that's a little bit tight. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little bit tight. 204, yeah. Because I mean, this thing is, like I said, pretty extended. So I could definitely see it pulling back. This was an area of support. This $200 mark. I mean, this isn't a strong uptrend. There's no denying that. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Just made a new higher high, but I definitely think this could just kind of come back in here, maybe tag you at 200 before Rip going a little bit higher. But I mean, it's not too bad. It's definitely a strong stock. Don't need a whole lot for your target, so yeah, not bad. Just a little bit extended on that one. All right, right, guys, markets look like they're moving on up. Shopify's going higher, Apple's going higher. I need to find myself some sort of long position here. Need to find a long position. Apple, Shopify, man, all the ideas on this list right here. DraftKings, Apple, Shopify, Meta, Nvidia. All of them are viable for a trade. So keep your eyes peeled. LMT is a little bit tough. And these backup ideas aren't doing much. So these 5 long ideas right up here. Watch any of them for a pattern. Any of them for a pattern. Apple's getting right up into that 167 area. This is good. This is very good. Shopify, Mara. Guys, this Mara buy setup might be textbook. On it right now. Mara, 1240 by 1218. 22 cent stop loss on Mara, guys. Let's see if we get it. I'm expecting this to give us a little bit of a pullback, retest right here, give me an entry at 1240. That's what I'm looking for on the Mara. Shopify. It's looking good. It is looking higher. I like how it chopped around a little bit. All we need is some sort of pattern on this. Give me a breakout or something. There's the Apple. I don't know about high of the day, low of the day earlier. That would have been a tough trade, but I really like how it's getting going right here. Man, we got everything moving on up. Everything's moving up. But like I said, I haven't seen a single pattern where I'm like, damn, I should have been in that. I don't see anything like that. So, and again, we're only 18 minutes into the day, so plenty of time to take a trade. Plenty of time. All right. DraftKings. Guys, I really do like this DraftKings over this area. A buy setup's gonna be a little bit tough. The buy setup would probably pull back under the $20 area, but a breakout would be real nice. Apple just needs to slow it down a little bit. Just slow it down just a bit on the Apple. And I'm in there. A lot of range left on that though. Same with Shopify. Same with Mara doesn't have a ton of range left. That's why we want a buy setup on this one. Give us some sort of pullback buy setup. Nvidia's just kind of grinding higher, so not much to do with that. All right, guys. We're just staying patient, waiting for this market to give us something. It is looking higher, looking like we're trying to move up. SPY and Q's just both hit high of the day. So, yeah, Q's is running right up into that resistance area. Man, over 321.60. This thing has a ton of room. Ton of room on SPY over that area. DraftKings pulling up. Man, these things are just ripping. Scottie Pippen, man. Nothing to do with it just yet. Yeah, Exxon's looking higher. So both the short ideas are basically done. Kind of expected. I didn't really expect much from the short side today. We got a really nice gap up on the markets. All I need is some sort of entry on these things, man. They're just ripping higher with no quitting them. You can't just buy over high of the day and expect it to keep going. That's just not how trading works. Ripping Scottie Pippen, exactly, dude. We're looking at SVXY. Let's check it out. I don't see anything doing much right now. As Nvidia might finally be giving us an entry. keep an eye on this. Maybe a little breakout right here. So watch that. Apple, Shopify. We're getting some red bars in all these things, so might be getting an entry here soon. SV, what is this? SVXY. So you're going short on the VIX, basically. You're going long. 68. Stop loss is 65. So a pretty decent stop loss. Got some protection there with this resistance / support area right at 67. A target at 74. So it's up there a little bit. It is breaking out right now. This is the VIX short ETF though, so I mean you're expecting the VIX to go lower, drop even lower. Yeah. I feel like that's a little bit more of like a market play. You gotta have a little bit of insight there. Some sort of insight. Because the VIX is I mean it's not like a regular stock, it trades in a range. So it might go lower, but we'll see. Shopify. I mean, markets are pulling in a little bit more than I thought. Wow, look at the SPY kind of rolling over right here. I still do like a lot of these long ideas though. Shopify, Apple, really everything actually. Look at the Mara bicep, dude. This is what I wanted to see on Mara. Exactly what I wanted to see. Give me like 2 more red bars, and that would be a textbook buy setup. Just 2 more red bars. I don't see anything else on my list that looks good though. LMT you can watch, but the range is a concern. The spread is a concern. This one has some issues. So just be mindful of those if you decide to trade LMT. NVIDIA guys. Be 281.10. I want to give it the VWAP at least. Like a $3 stop loss. You need 284.10. It has the range for that. Definitely has the range, but pulling a little bit heavy right now. DraftKings, same thing. Pulling in a little bit here. Apple. Guys, Apple over high of the day. If we can get some sort of pattern on this thing, this is like probably my top watch. This thing looks good. This thing looks really good. I just need to give me like 1 or 2 more bars of rest so I can get that confirmation. Get that confirmation, man. Increase those odds. Increase my statistics. Man, look at Mara. This thing is, like I said, dude, I think this could be a buy setup right about 10:10, 10:05. You're looking for that buy setup on Mara. All we need is another 1 or 2 bars of retracement. All right. NVIDIA is still pulling in, still looking all right. Also, you probably give it like a 250 stop loss. Maybe a little bit less. Shopify looks good still. Still liking that Shopify quite a bit. So if it gives me a little more rest on this one too, what's the range here? 72. So this thing has over $1 of range left. So we could give it, oh my God, 33 cents is almost tight. We can give it like about a 40, 45 cent stop loss. It's not going to rest for us though. It's not going to give us that rest that we need. Man, markets are all the way back at low of the day. SPY is at least. Q's kind of chopping around. Q's are really trying to grind higher. They're trying to get up there. We'll see if it can. DraftKings is another one that I'm interested in, guys. It's got about 40 cents of range left. So I like that. I like it. This is what we want to see a little bit. I don't want to see these stocks just ripping higher forever. So these red bars are exactly what we want to see. This is how we're going to get an entry. Get a little bit of correction, whether it's price, whether it's time, whatever. We're going to get that correction. Ooh, Mara. Man, I think I called that buy setup real early. This thing ends up actually giving us the buy setup and actually working. That will make me so happy. Like that. I mean, I called this thing at like 950. Said watch the Mara buy setup. You can just sense it, man. Nice smooth move up, get a nice smooth move back, and then just continue that ride. All right. So yeah, we're in this pullback stage for all these stocks. DraftKings hanging out, giving us an entry. Apple hanging out. That does look good. So keep an eye on the Apple over high of the day. Shopify over high of the day. Mara buy setup. Nvidia over high of the day. We've talked about LMT. You know the deal there. Trade it at your own risk. Amazon, Microsoft, BAC, not much. I'm going to check this backup list that I have real fast, guys. Ooh, so Oracle looks good. I'm going to throw Oracle on my list here. We already got Amazon on there. DAL's kind of mediocre. Uber doesn't look bad. Uber has a decent sell setup, or buy setup, I mean. It's got some issues, but I'm going to keep an eye on it. PayPal that looked, DAL didn't look terrible. I guess I'll add Uber as well here. Keep an eye on some of these stocks, but oh man, look at that, guys. Look at this big red bar in the SPY and Qs. Just broke down under support. So let's see what's holding up. Let's see what's giving us relative strength right now. Shopify's pretty big red bar. Apple's pulling in pretty good. Actually, this DraftKings is one of the better ideas. It's not really giving up as much as some of these others. Because Mara is doing exactly as we want it to. So I'm going to need one more 5-minute bar right here on Mara. One more 5-minute bar and I'm in there. DraftKings hanging out. Nvidia. This Nvidia buy setups is not exerting a ton of confidence for me. This is not a smooth move up like Mara. You see the difference here? These are like very smooth continuation bars. Nvidia is kind of a big chop bar, then kind of a consolidation, then moved up and got engulfed. Like not as smooth of a breakout. And the buy setup is happening under resistance as well. It's happening under resistance as opposed to Mara buy setup happening over resistance. So keep an eye on the Mara. Oh, you're looking at Apple, Casey? My bad. 168. I mean, I like this. This is a breakout. I've got this on a swing trade watch list. 168. Stop loss 164. So yeah, under this junk on the hourly. Yeah, I don't even need to look at the target. Yeah, that's a good trade. I like it. Waiting for a little bit of confirmation. You're not getting in right at the peak at 167. You're giving a little more room at 168. It's not a bad idea at all. Guys, Mara buy setups a little bit not as strong as I wanted it to be, but I will still consider this, guys. Gives me, I'll give it a 30. That's right at its range, so I don't want to give it too much room. Probably give it 21 cents is a little bit tight. I'll just give it 30 cents. Right under VWAP gives me an easy spot to raise my stop. Not too much over high of the day, just under that whole number. So yeah, it's going to be a 30-cent stop loss on Mara if it gives it to us. Not sure if it's going to though. We'll see. we need another 4 minutes for this thing to chop around, so might not get it. Because Apple is looking a bit interesting here. Apple, little buy setup. Another one where I'm not a huge fan of this move up. This one big green bar is a little bit extended move up, but give it like a 60-some cent stop loss. It has plenty of range, so keep an eye on the Apple. Keep an eye on the Mara. Looking to put some orders in very soon on these, and DKNG as well. So DKNG would be about a 23-cent stop. So yeah, plenty of range on that one too. Watch them, guys. I mean, Mara looks like it's going to go, isn't it? It's going to end up popping right here. Hopefully it doesn't, but it looks like it's going to. Markets are real weak at the moment. Like real weak. SPY and Q's both really rolling over here, so not too hot to trot on these long ideas. Not like the shorts are doing anything worthwhile, so. But yeah, keep an eye on that. Mara just barely peekabooed over that area, so we're still gonna watch it. I still got my eye on the MARA. Nvidia's pulling in a little bit more than what you want to see. So Nvidia is probably going to have to be a high of the day play if you get into this. High of the day is going to be the safest spot on that chart to take. Some of these backup ideas, man. Oracle looks pretty good. A little bit thin on volume. Uber is pulling in a little bit heavy. Man, Uber has a lot of resistance up here too. I don't know if I can justify getting in on that. 50 period on the daily. Pretty solid resistance as well, so careful getting into that Uber. Oracle doesn't look bad though. Still got plenty of range on Oracle. I'm gonna put this on my list over Goldman because Goldman Slacks is, well, it's Goldman Slacks. You know the deal. You know the deal. Goldman Slacks. Man, if I ever meet somebody that works at Goldman Sachs, I'm just gonna act like I don't know what it is. Like Goldman Sachs, what is that? What is Goldman Sachs? Like a small firm or something? I bet that whoever it is, they're gonna get so offended. Like, it's Goldman Sachs, bro. You don't know Goldman Sachs? I'm just gonna be like, I haven't heard of it. I'm just gonna just be furious. It's gonna be hilarious. I can't wait for it to happen. I dream about it. Thanks, Mike. Man, look at this market. I'm impressed by the weakness. Ooh, my goodness gracious. Just a complete rolling over. Gap is basically filled on the Qs. Gap is filled on the SPY, so we are right back to that gap fill, guys. And trying to find some strength here. Don't see a whole lot with it. DraftKings pulling in good. Apple's probably the best looking thing out, but even this I'm a little bit hesitant on. It. Shopify. Yeah, Shopify is sloppy. The Mara, a little bit tempting on this buy setup still. Man, if it didn't do that peekaboo trigger, I'd really like it, but we'll keep an eye on the Mara. I really don't love it, but keep an eye on it. Nvidia is almost back to low of the day. Guys, you can still watch Exxon, honestly. You can watch Exxon. It still has some range left. So yeah, watch that short maybe. Amazon really rolled. Same with Microsoft. BAC's weak. So Oracle's not a bad idea, actually. It's probably one of the better ones. All right. Guys, I am a little bit tempted on this Apple. I'm not going to lie. Casey, let me check out that DKNG in just a second, my man. Apple, like a 63-cent stop loss. just over high of the day. It's really not a bad, especially pull up this 1 minute chart. The 1 minute chart actually looks pretty good. So yeah, markets are. Yeah, I'm gonna put this order in for Apple, guys. I like this. Markets are way past the low of the day, and Apple is just kind of hanging out right at support. If I'm gonna be getting in over that resistance at 167, so I'm gonna put my order in on this. 16695 by 1663. Yeah, 65 cent stop loss. So we're gonna need 160.60. Right. All right. If it breaks this pivot down here, 166.40, I'm probably gonna cancel it. But until that happens, I'm gonna put my order in. All right, give this thing a little bit of room here. All right. So order is in there on Apple. 166.95 by 166.30. All right. Apple orders in. Let me check out DKNG for you, Casey. It's getting in long. Hasn't triggered just yet. Pretty much over this top and tail here. I mean, this thing is it's pretty nice. It's in this stage one, like a very early stage two. Once it breaks out and puts in another higher low, then you can consider it a better stage two. But where's your target at? 21.50. So you're just running it right up to this area. Stop loss at 1930. 1930. A little bit tight on the stop loss, but you still got the gap and this little kind of shelf right here on the hourly chart. So not a bad idea at all. You got to run it up into the void. This thing could really get going if it breaks out over that 21.50 area. So yeah, pretty nice trade. Got a nice void up to that target. Nice void up to the target. So yeah, orders in there on Apple. Shopify. I need a little bit better price action out of this thing, man. 50 cent stop loss. Still has the range, but I need this to clean itself up. Give me a little bit more out of that. Merit is a little bit tempting here, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Do like a 35 cent stop loss. You need 35 is tough. What is that whole number? Right at 29. So 29 or lower would be better. 29 is right there. Watch the Mara. Like I said, I really don't love that little peekaboo that it had. Oracle's not looking too bad. Oracle buy setup. This is a little more retracement, but is that the VWAP? And keep an eye on this Oracle, guys. It really is not doing great volume, though. It really is not doing good volume, but yeah, keep an eye on it. I probably would like it over high of the day. This buy setup's a little bit of a shallow retracement there. DraftKings. Yeah, DraftKings buy setup is not one that I'm really interested in. It's a steep retracement and it's triggering underneath the resistance area, so I mean it still has range to take it over high of the day too, so there's no reason to force that. As Mara's getting a little bit more interesting over this 1262 spot. 1262 by 1233. In fact, let me check out this 1 minute here. Hmm. 1262, stop loss 1233. I'm gonna get the order ready here. At 1262 by 12. I'll even give it a little bit more. What's high of the day here? 37, 38. So I can give it like 34, 35 cents here. Just under that whole number. Keep an eye on this Mara, guys. I mean, Apple, honestly, I'm about to cancel Apple. I'm about to cancel the Apple. It broke that low, so yeah, Apple's going to get canceled. And I am about to put an order in on the Mara. I really wish it didn't have that little peekaboo right there. But I'm going to go ahead and put this order in. If it breaks the VWAP, I'm going to cancel it. But for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and put this in there. Give it a couple cents to get filled. There we go. All right. So, yeah, cancel Apple. Cancel Apple. Mara 1262 by 12. What was it? 28, I think. Was it 28? 1228. 1262 by 1228. And again, if it breaks this low at 1240, I'm canceling the order. There's no reason to put it in if it does that. So, guys, Shopify. Shopify is getting to a spot where it's tradable over this high of the day. Oh my goodness! This thing is just a dog. This stock honestly has been annoying to watch and trade the last 2 days. It just doesn't do what it just goes higher, but in such a sloppy manner that it's untradeable. So Shopify, go kick rocks. Apple's not looking too bad, but this is going to need to do a little bit better of a job. Show me a little bit more strength here. It's still a viable trade, but yeah, I would really like to see a little more strength out of that. Because Mara is looking good, putting in the bottoming tail. That's what you want to see. You want to see buyers stepping up right here. So I'd really like to. This thing just waited another minute before it triggered. It'd look a little bit better on the 5. Even if it triggered right here, it's not a bad look. I think DraftKings is my second favorite idea at the moment. It needs to come up here and get a retest this high, give me a breakout or something, but not a bad idea at the moment. And this Apple. So I'm thinking about giving it a low of the day, giving it a wide stop. 85 cents would put it just over high of the day for full target. But right at a 50% retracement. What would this be? What is a $93 stop? I'll just give it $1, honestly. You could raise your stop to half R pretty quickly. Keep an eye on this Apple, guys. I'm getting a little bit tempted here. I really would like it to be over resistance. I really would, but I mean, it is showing strength to the market. Market and Qs and SPY both at low of the day, both at an area of support. So yeah, the pattern has some issues. Volume is great. Relative strength is there. It did have this wide. It was in a position of power. Now it's kind of gave it up a little bit more. So Lord would be just over high of the day. Keep an eye on Apple. I'm still watching it. Mara. All right, guys. So Mara should trigger on this bar. Should trigger within this 5-minute period. DraftKings coming up right at high of the day. So we can watch it. Watch it for some sort of pattern. Shopify as well, if it can give us any sort of rest right here. I wonder what Riot's up to, actually. Riot's hanging out with Merritt. Riot's a little bit more bullish, a little bit more, hasn't pulled back as much. But yeah, keep an eye. I'm gonna cancel that Merritt if it gets under 1240. I will cancel it if it gets under that spot. Oracle is, yeah, I don't know. Oracle's kind of tough. You can watch it on a buy setup. This first move, like I said, was pretty big. Guys, here's the Apple. In fact, I might go ahead and get my order ready for this. It's going right here, actually. I don't know if I'm going to get it. Give it a dollar stop. Have to be a limit order at this point. But I'm not trusting the Apple. There's something about it I don't like. Could have snuck in early, gave it a dollar stop loss, got in right there, but I don't know. Maybe I should have been in this one. We'll see. We still got time on the Apple though, honestly. This thing is not done by any means. Has a lot of range. Over a dollar left. Over a dollar of range on Apple. So we still got time. We're looking at EQR, Casey. Alright, give me 1 second here. That's not working. Now let's check out the Oracle. This thing is kind of putting in a buy setup, guys. I probably would wait for 96.60. Give it a 35 cent stop loss, probably 30. Just over high of the day. I really don't like the volume. That's my biggest concern on Oracle. Like, this thing just broke out over this range. New high. Not new, I guess, all time, but new high for this current period, and really not any good volume. Not any special volume. So it's kind of telling me there's not a lot of follow through with this stock. And this was my concern with Apple as well. Getting in on that buy setup under resistance is an aggressive move. It is. There's no denying it. You can try to flip it whatever way you want, but it is what it is. It's aggressive getting under resistance. Mara is not looking good. At least it didn't trigger us in here, though, but looking like I might be canceling Mara any second here. I'm going to put an alert on it. If it breaks that alert, then cancel Mara. DraftKings, like I said, DraftKings still looks good. Apple still got a chance. Same with Shopify. There, I mean, all these are still viable for trades. They just need to do some work. They need to look a little bit better than what they're looking like right now. There's I mean, if you like LMT and you trust it to go another $5, it's right there. 508.10. Buy another like $4 to $5, $6 stop loss. So wide stop, wide spread. But I mean, that's a pattern. All right, guys. So we are canceling Mara. Cancel Mara. And another one bites the dust, man. All right, well, let's see what we can trade. Man, this has been a kind of a tough day, man. A lot of long ideas. A lot of them looked pretty good early, and now markets just kind of rolled over and took everything with it. So, only things I really, really like is the DraftKings and the Shopify. These are the only two stocks that haven't really rolled over with the market. So, I want to keep an eye on these two. Nvidia. Like a $2 stop loss. I don't know. Again, getting in under the resistance is tough, but Doesn't look too bad. 278.15. You'd have to get it right here about $2 stop. You need just over the whole number. You got volume spikes or anything? Pretty big volume there. Guys, I'm a little bit tempted on this Nvidia here. Go from the low of the pre-market. It's right at that 50% retracement. I feel like this could be a full loss pretty quickly. I might end up giving it $3. 278.15 by 75.15. And you're gonna need 281.15. Just over high of the day. Alright guys. Let me get this order in there. Nvidia buy setup. It's not gonna. Son of a bitch. Getting in with the limit order, I suppose, on Nvidia. Uh, 275.15. So $3 stop loss on Nvidia. Alright, just got filled. Perfect. Alright. So we are in there. So automatically, I'm going to raise my stop by 50 cents. I'm raising my stop by 50 cents. I'm not taking a full loss on anything right now. But I do like where the markets are at. I think we're in a spot where we can bounce. Right at support from yesterday. Pretty big volume spikes down here. Nvidia, same thing. Right at some support right here in this 274 area. So for better or worse, we're in the Nvidia. DraftKings and Shopify, both still watching those for breakouts. DraftKings, Apple. See, this is what I was worried about with Apple. This is what I'm worried about with Nvidia as well. Actually, I did like Nvidia a little bit better. It's doing like actually stellar volume. You look at the Apple volume, it's like, all right, it's doing good volume. Nvidia, this thing's doing great volume. So this is the highest volume day it's had in a while. So should be able to get up to at least high of the day, I'm expecting. Minimum we get to is 280, which would allow me to raise my stop to like, I don't know, where are we at? $3, so $1.50 is there. So yeah, probably raise my stop to like $1.50 as soon as we get a nice big green bar here. Apples, it's fine. Qs are kind of trying to break down at the moment. Big volume spike. We'll see if it can hold. I'm expecting a little more strength out of these, man. Look at all the support Qs are at. Look at all this. This area at 319 has been a pivot multiple times, so see if we can't hold up right here. Not exactly what I expected on that long idea, but Nvidia is actually looking good. It's not pulling back as much as the market is. It's DraftKings. A little bit of an aggressive buy setup right here. It's pretty choppy, but it is there. We'll keep an eye on it. Man, Nvidia's pulling in heavy. Damn. Son of a gun. Might have just peekabooed us in there, man. But until it gets all the way down, under 276, obviously we're done. But no worries yet. No worries. We're still got that support on the Qs. Still got some support on Nvidia. Don't see anything else with any sort of strength right now. Don't see much strength right now. Uber, yeah. DraftKings pulling in pretty good. Apple, Shopify. Oh boy, I never canceled my merit order. Son of a gun. That could have been bad. So there's a merit officially canceled. Yeah, I don't see much else, guys. Man, Amazon was weak today. Amazon's dragging the whole market down. Amazon and Microsoft both just dropping. Very weak. EQR, Casey, hold on one sec, my bad. EQR 6150, so getting right here. It's in a bit of a downtrend, so just be mindful of that. Stop loss at 59, so you got a good stop loss right below this area of support. Target at 66, so that's a good target. Might have a little bit of a hiccup, you see right here in the 63, but for the most part, next pivot is up here at 67. You got the 200 right here at 66, so yeah, not a bad trade, but it is in a downtrend. Does have some earnings coming up in about a week, so a few things that are not super bullish about it, but not a bad idea at all. And then you're looking at GRBK, Green Brick. If I traded this one, what is this? Consumer durables, home building. This is in an uptrend, no doubt. So like that. $36 stop loss at 31. So a little bit of a wider stop on this one. Target of 45. So yeah, this is a bit of a longer term hold, I'm assuming. It does have some earnings in about 2 weeks, so I mean, with the target being so wide and the stop so wide, you're probably going to be in this one a little bit longer. So the earnings might come into play, but definitely in a strong stage 2 uptrend. So good stuff there. Oh my goodness, guys, this market, I really did not expect that, honestly. I thought we'd bounce. That's half the reason I got into NVIDIA, because I expected a bounce in the markets. At least a bounce to VWAP. But we are getting a major sell-off. Honestly, though, despite the sell-off, NVIDIA is doing really, really good, guys. I mean, look at this. If the market can, come on, market, just find a bottom. If this market can find a bottom and give us any sort of green bar, I think NVIDIA will be in a good spot. I mean, look at the strength on it right now. This is a great example of relative strength. The market has a massive red bar at low of the day, and NVIDIA is just holding support. So let's see if it can't hold for just a little bit longer. We need it to hold a little bit longer, just enough for this market to find the bottom and give us a bounce. If I get stopped out on NVIDIA, I'm blaming it on Amazon. This thing is just a dog, super weak. Amazon and Microsoft. If I get stopped on NVIDIA, I'm giving Bezos and Gates a call. I'll have a word with them. On a real note, though, I think I think Bill Gates might be the biggest villain the world has ever seen. I think that dude is so corrupt. He's so like addicted to power. He just like hides behind the scenes basically. He just controls shit. But, no, I honestly I do not like Bill Gates at all. I despise him. I despise Bill Gates. I think he's one of the most corrupt people in the world. Exactly. He was on the Epstein list. Exactly. He is a villain, dude. Like a literal, true super movie villain. That is Bill Gates. Millionaire, tech guy, going to Epstein Island, trying to control farms and control a population, pushing all these vaccines on people. Like, no. I wouldn't trust him to make me a bowl of cereal. Like, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. I feel like Jeff Bezos is a bit different. I feel like Jeff Bezos is just like, he's just kind of a fucking masculine beat. Like, he just is like, I don't think he has a quit in him. I mean, he likes to control shit and stuff, but I just think he wants to just build like the biggest company in the world. I don't think he has the same intentions as Bill Gates, but I could be wrong. They might be on the same level. Who knows? Ooh, look at Nvidia though, baby. Come on, markets. Give me a bounce. Give me a bounce. Come on. Man, there's another thing. I was messing around with some trading websites the other day. There's this website called Tradie Ticks. I'll tell you, Tradie Ticks. And they have a section about like politicians trading. So you can like look at any politician and like see what their positions are in and see what they've been trading and stuff. So it's kind of interesting. Checking out Nancy Pelosi's portfolio and stuff. It's like, wow, she's pretty good. I need to. I wonder what technical analysis Nancy Pelosi uses, man. She's really good at trading. She's got to be like the best technical analysis trader ever. There's no way that's insider trading. There's no way. You know what? Honestly, though, her account wasn't even that impressive. You know whose account I do want to see is her husband's. I bet her husband's account is just ridiculous. Because she knows that everything she does is public. And she has to make sure people know about it. But her husband, her husband doesn't. Yeah, they got super charts. They got super charts that says, "Hey, this company's about to get a government contract. Buy them. This company's going to lose a government contract. Sell them." No, actually, I did notice a lot of their position is in Google. Like a lot of the politicians have a lot of Google stake. Like, I wonder if Google's going to get some sort of government contract. You know, I could see it. I could see them working with Google. Look at this. This is, I mean, it's not a bad spot, honestly. It's on a monthly chart. These people are core trading. They're not day trading like us, but and this is a nice buy setup. Right at a 50% retracement. Go on some other indicators here. Right at a couple moving averages. I mean, it's not a bad, not the world's worst idea. You're looking at Bitcoin. She sold her soul to see the future. Yeah, look, you can tell just by looking at her eyes. You can just be like, "Wow, you are a soulless creature. You don't care about anything, do you?" Ooh, Nvidia. Come on, baby. You're looking at Bitcoin quantifier. Let's check out what the old coin's up to today. Just chopping around. Just kind of chopping around. I mean, it keeps making higher highs. I I don't know. I wish I had one of these charts that actually had volume on it. Which one is there a Bitcoin chart that shows volume? Oh yeah, this one does. Uh, yeah. See how this breakout had a lot of volume, a lot of buyers here. This one broke out with not a ton of volume. A little bit more of a concern here. That real resistance area is at like 32,000. See on this daily chart right here, 32,000. So we'll see if we can get there. It is, I mean, it's in an uptrend. Higher high, higher low, higher high. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we make a little bit of a higher low right here and then bounce higher. So we'll see about the Bitcoin. We'll see about it. Ethereum. Ethereum's looking a little bit better actually. Whenever it broke out, it had a little bit more volume. Not a ton, but a little bit more. And it's over this resistance area at like, what is this, 2000 ish, 2042? Yeah, 2030. Yeah, you're welcome, man. You are welcome. You got any other cryptos you're looking at? Let me know. Got a few. What's the Doge up to? The Dogecoin. Not a bad price setup. Look, I mean, very aggressive. But if you're a crypto trader, it might be up your alley. No one, dude. You know, politicians are buying. They're getting into that Fed now. They're getting their central bank digital dollar or whatever it is, CBDC. They're getting their slot, loading their bank accounts up with that stuff. You guys heard about that? That the Fed now, uh, it's going to be like a PayPal or like Venmo, but ran by the government. So I don't know. I think it might be coming out here soon. Might be released within the year probably. You like the Matic? Is this is Polygon, isn't it? Something to do with Polygon. Yeah, Polygon. I don't know much about the cryptos. I've just heard a few things about Polygon, so like I'll add it to my crypto watch list. Why not? But no, this one actually does. This one's in like an actual trend, looking like it could break out over the 1.2 area, holding that 200 period moving average. So not bad. Not bad. All I mean, let's get back to the list real fast. See if we can't get anything else. DraftKings over high today. I will maybe watch it. Apple just rolled over. This is what I was worried about, guys. This is why I didn't want to get in under resistance. This is why, like a textbook example of why this buy setup was aggressive. This is a massive move up, pulled back under resistance, and it just peekabooed you in and rolled over. That's it's kind of there on the chart. Like if you're reading the chart and if you took this buy setup, I don't know what to tell you. It's kind of on you because it pulled back under resistance. Hopefully nobody took that buy setup. Shopify, guys, Shopify you can still trade over high of the day. As sloppy as it is, it still has quite a bit of range. And honestly, I don't even mind that it's been sloppy because it kind of needed the rest after that big move yesterday. So Shopify, maybe like a 60-cent stop loss. I mean, average day is $1.85. This thing's only done 95, so it has range. Mara, nothing. Nvidia just needs to get over that VWAP, man. Just get over VWAP. It is showing really good relative strength, though, so I'll give it that. Nothing else from my list looks good at all. You can watch Oracle, but I'm not taking that. It's got issues. Got some Foot Locker. Let's check it out. It's like a swing trade. Foot Locker. It's in a little bit of a junk. Has some like see the weekly. It does have that big red bar right at the 200 period moving average. So it's bouncing off quite a bit of support. I'm not sure where you put your stop loss at, but if you give it a nice stop loss, maybe 39. If you want to be real protective, you give it like 36.50. But yeah, not a bad spot to be in. Especially if it gets going up over 42, you should be in a lot better spot. So I mean, I would just follow your plan. Whatever your stop loss is and whatever your target is, just let the trade do the work. We can talk about that in a minute, no doubt. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely got an area of support. You can see here. I mean, $40. It bounced this area, gap down, ran up to it 3-4 times before finally breaking out. Now it's pulled back to it, and it's just really chopping around right here. So as long as you got a nice safe stop loss on here, like I said, you could be 39 if you're aggressive. 38, 37, any of those would work. So not a bad idea. You got the trend line right here. You just ignore that big red bar, which is wild bar, but not bad. Breaks out of the trend line, gets over 42. Could be on the move up. You know what I need to be on the move up? Nvidia. Come on. Let's go. Hey, thanks for the follow, Twantifier. If you have any other comments or questions about anything, just make sure you ask me. Right. Nvidia. I'm going to raise my stop just a little bit more. So I'm going to go up to like 95. I'm still going to let it bounce off that whole number. But Just a little bit more protection, just a wee bit. Like I said though, guys, this has some very impressive relative strength. You can see the market just really sold off starting at 10.25, and Nvidia hasn't done that. Hasn't done that. So let's see if we can't get a nice little breakout over 278. But otherwise, I really probably don't see myself taking any other trades. A little bit of a choppy morning today, guys. I mean, thought we had some early opportunity. A lot of stocks were moving on up, looking good, and then they just rolled over. I thought this market would be a little more bullish than it was today. I really did. I'm not gonna lie. We had a nice gap up, had a nice void to run into. It wasn't a super big gap either. It was like zero point 0.7. I mean, I guess that is a big gap. I mean, I'm used to trading these like COVID markets where a 1% gap isn't that big, but a 0.7% gap on the SPY is actually a pretty decent sized gap. So a little bit of an extended gap, but still into a really nice void. I thought we could definitely move higher today. I mean, the Qs are just setting up this breakout like perfect. Look at the Qs over 321, 321.60. Just looking like stellar, man. This is what you call a time correction. So you're kind of extended up here, getting away from the moving averages a little bit, and then just consolidate, consolidate. Right, looking like we're getting a little bounce here though. On spine Qs should be good for Nvidia. It's what we need. It's what we need. So I had a $3 stop loss on this. So stop right now is 220. So let's see. So yeah, my risk right now is about 0.75 R. So that's right where I want my risk to be at. Average loser needs to be in that 0.75 R area, and take profit right in that 1 R spot. So parameters are there. But all right, I'm gonna be on for another minute or so here, guys. So if you have any other last minute questions or comments, make sure you throw them up there. Otherwise, I am going to call it a day. So just the one trade on Nvidia. Just one on Nvidia. I mean, like I said, there was a few other opportunities, but nothing that was like stellar. Nothing that was super clean, knock your socks off, gotta get in there. Had a few temptations on the Apple and some other stocks, but we were able to hold off, ease the temptations. Uh, almost got in on the Mare, almost got tagged in on that one, but never ended up triggering. So yeah, just the Nvidia. What entry point, if any, would you do for calls on SPY? Well, what's your expectation? Are you trying to get, like, how long are you going to hold them for? You're going to hold them for just today? You're going to hold them for a week, for a month? What's your expectation there? I mean, yeah, if you're going like a swing trade, give me the time frame that you're looking at. 5 minute chart, hourly chart, 15 daily. Right here, you might think this is the bottom. We're at support. If you're looking at a daily chart, you might be thinking, I'm going to buy a call over this high so it has room to run up. So yeah, you're welcome, Casey. And then you're holding until Friday. So you're probably looking like an hourly chart, maybe the 4 hour chart. Let's check that out. So Friday would be to right here. Honestly, I don't know if I'd be buying call. If I did buy a call, I'd probably wait for it to break out over this 415, 416 area. I'd probably do like a 416 call. Or, I mean, I don't know if you go at the money, in the money, out of the money. I'm not exactly sure what your strategy is, but I wouldn't be sold on any sort of bullish move for the next couple of days until we get back over that high. You see, we've been riding this trend line like a rock star, like literally for about a week. Every day, it's like we are on the trend line. Every day. Today is no exception. So, I mean, if this trend line breaks, we got room down to 405, 406. So, I'm not sold on any sort of bullish move until this market gets over this 416, 417 area. If we get over that spot, we have some room to run. But until then, we could very easily just pull back before going higher. I mean, you guys know the theme of the year, right? If 2022 didn't scare you out, 2023 is going to wear you out. And boy, oh boy, is that the theme. Like this is what we've done this year. Everything in that blue box is this year. What do you guys think of that? What is the direction here? Bullish, bearish, or neutral? I'm saying bear. I mean, that's neutral as hell to me. Equal highs, equal lows. Moving averages are literally just junked up here in the middle. I mean, this is a very choppy market. So until we get some sort of clear direction higher, I would be probably not going to be taking any calls. I'm thinking of going shorting forward. Again, is this like a daily trade, 5-minute trade, hourly trade? Ford's another one where it's like, man, under 11 looks really good for a short. Over like 13, it looks like it could pop and go long. So it's another one kind of in this just tight range, equal lows, kind of equal highs right here. So not a ton of direction right now. A weekly trade. Maybe I would wait for like a break of 12.16. See, it's kind of making a higher low or a lower high right now. So if it breaks 12.16, should have room to 11. But again, you got this moving average to deal with. It's been holding that 200 period moving average pretty well. So I mean, if it gets under 11, yeah, this thing is looking good short. But I mean, yeah, it's not a bad idea. It's definitely in a downtrend. Definitely making some higher lows. It is making equal lows or lower highs. It's making equal lows right now, but yeah, I'd wait for a little bit more confirmation, maybe a break of that 12.17 area. What do you think about funded challenge? It's like the FTMO. Is that what you're talking about? One of those prop firm. I tried to say proprietary. Jeez, the proprietary firms. I think I mean it's a good idea if you're able to do it and you're able to manage. I mean, it's a good way to make some money, no doubt. I haven't done any of them because every of the challenges that I found, they want me to use their platform and change the way I trade and stuff. And I'm like, dude, if I can't do what I'm doing right here on TradingView, then I really don't want to do it. I really don't care to do it unless I'm doing it on TradingView. So a lot of those platforms, they want you to use like MetaTrader or like some of these other things, and I'm like, I like what I'm doing. It's working, so yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing that. I mean, look at Nvidia just peekaboo over there, guys. This is not what we want to see. Big old volume spike, topping tail right over that resistance. So might be in the doghouse on Nvidia. Like I said, we'll see. I'm gonna raise my stop to a 0.66R. So if it gets under this pivot at 276.20, I'm gonna be out of it. I mean, there's no reason to hold. If it breaks that, it's probably gonna go lower. So 276.15, raising my stop. I'm at a 0.66R loss if it stops. So really not the end of the world, not too bad of a loss, but I mean, this thing still has room to go. It could still go. But yeah, NinjaTrader, there's some like FTMO, there's some other stuff. So yeah, exactly. Some of them are free, not a lot of them, but some of them are free to try, so it doesn't hurt. But all right, guys, with that, I'm going to call it a day. So appreciate everybody for tuning into the stream. As always, we will be back here live tomorrow morning. I might be getting on a little bit earlier. It might be like a 9:20 instead of 9:25. I might start doing the market bias just on the stream. So a little bit earlier tomorrow, 9:20. So I will see you guys then. Take care, guys. Best of luck to you.